Hey kids, welcome to the broadcasting project. What I'm going to do today is go through the project that we covered in class. This video will be pretty much just about the programming part. So if we look at the rubric here, we're not going to talk about answers 1, 2, or 6, and that just deal with what happens in the scene. The documents for this are posted on Classroom. If you have some questions about it, feel free to always come and see me. We did change up this project just a little. So instead of giving you the first scene to work with, remember I said, hey, let's be a little creative and do 3 scenes. That's pretty much like the project started off with instead of giving you the first scene, but I know you guys are so smart and so creative, it shouldn't be that much of an issue at all. Just like your project, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to start with my own custom first scene and then do 2 others. Remember, you do not have to do the basketball or the movies, but if you can't think of anything to do, feel free to use those. After that, we're also going to do some additional characters in each scene that we'll show and hide. Today is basically going to be about broadcasting, showing, and hiding. Sounds like a lot of fun, huh? Let's jump right in. First thing I'm going to do is rename my project here. So mine is a broadcast, and this is our number 1. So I'm just going to make that broadcast number 1. If we remember, we need 3 scenes for our program. So I'm going to come over here to our stage part, and you can see we have backdrop 1. Down here, we see this little green button. If we hover over it, this pops up and gives us a bunch of options. What I'm going to do is I want to find one. So I'm going to go down to the last one, choose a backdrop. We can also draw and paint our own, which is a lot of fun. We can be surprised by a random one, or we can upload anything we can find online. Let's go ahead and just search. What I want is someplace, so I'm going to go to indoors here. I think the bedroom is a good place to start off with. Let's find another scene here. I think our student should wake up, then go to school. Oops. If you saw there, what happened is it just uploaded over it. Why did that happen? Well, I really actually need to come down the backdrops here, and this will show me what's happening. It's actually not covering it up. There's just different right here. So I have to choose it from right here. This blank one we can get rid of because we don't need it. We need one more. And our third one, the refrigerator, because we probably get hangry. Actually, how about a party at the end? Because it's going to be that much fun when we're done. Scenes are going to be a bedroom, a chalkboard, and a party. That takes care of our backdrop. Let's take care of our characters. First off, let's get rid of this cat, not a friend of mine. Let's go ahead and let's do surprise. A random character. Well, it's a little scarf. That doesn't help us much. Another surprise. The letter E. That doesn't help us much either. One more time. A surprise. There we go. So this is our new little student there. They look very happy. So let's code up our first scene. First scene, what I really want to happen is I want first an event to start this. So when the green flag is clicked, this green flag here, something is going to happen down here. What's going to happen? Well, we could have sound. I think I want this character to say something. Let's say, wow, it is early. And you high school kids should get that because you get up ridiculously early. So now when this flag is clicked, I get, wow, it's early. Let's see if we can find an alarm clock in here to buzz to wake our person up real quick. Let's go to our search. Let's hit alarm. We don't have anything, so we got to go out and find something. Let's go ahead and upload one. So to do that, I went out on Google. I found myself a nice alarm clock. This is 3 o'clock, about the time you kids get up in the morning. What I did was open that in a new tab and save that. And I'm going to upload this to a site called Photo Scissors. Photo Scissors lets me remove the background very easy. Use it by using these red and green buttons up here. So green for the stuff that you want to keep here. So I'm just going to put the green around there just to kind of show. And then the red is what we want to take away. So as you can see up here, our background is removing the more we do this. So just a super simple way to do this kind of stuff. Get that right there. Looking over here, you can see almost all of the background is removed. I can just hit save. If I go back to Scratch, go to upload, and this one is going to be in my downloads, probably called image. There it is. To resize this, I use my select tool. I select the entire object, and then I'm just going to shrink it down. There's a little dot back there. That is your pivot point. Make sure you get your object back in the center. In the future, when we go to rotate or turn stuff, this really can make a big difference. Going back to my code, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put that. Ooh, that looks huge. Let's shrink that down just a little more. Little more. There we go. So we have an alarm clock up there. Now in the code for this, let's try something a little different now. Let's get back into our broadcasting. When the green flag is clicked, I want it to wait for 1 second. So just a wait for a second. And then I want it to say alarm clock noise. So for 2 seconds. Then I want it to broadcast. And my message, if I just click down right there, I'm going to type a new message, and we're going to do wake up. If you remember from class, we always lowercase the first letter of the word and uppercase the first letter of the second word. This is called camel case. This is something when we get into programming a little more, you'll see. So it's a good idea just to start right now. So let's hit OK. So that's going to broadcast wake up. Let's go back to our little character here. We'll put him in the bed this time. It's also good to make sure you're setting the position. So I'm going to set the position right there. Anytime the green flag is clicked, it's going to put our little character right there. When they receive now the broadcast wake up, I want them to say then, wow, it's early. So when I hit the flag, this should go off. After it's done, my character should then talk. Let's see if that's what happens. Uh-oh. Something didn't happen right there. When it's clicked, oh, you know what I did? I didn't do that right. I had it go to the position here, and then it runs through. So then it broadcasts that. So I am broadcasting instead of receiving. On this one, this isn't done right. I need a different control here, an event handler here. And this event handler is when I receive. So see the difference there? So when I receive, wow, it's early, then it'll say something. When the green flag is clicked, it's just going to go to its start position. Let's see if it works this time. Wow, it's early. So that worked pretty good. At this point, I'm going to call this scene over. So I'm going to broadcast now another new message, and this is called scene end 1. And I'm going to broadcast that right here. And what that's going to do is I want characters to hide. So to my looks, I'm sorry, I'm going to go down here to looks, and I'm going to hide this character. I'm going to go to my alarm clock. I'm going to hide when I receive this thing here. This alarm clock is going to hide. Let's hit the green flag and see what happens. Both these characters should disappear at the end. Boop, there they go. On our backdrop here too, we can also do some code. So when we receive scene edit 1, we are going to switch the backdrop to our scene number 2. And the scene number 2 is our chalkboard. Going back to our character here, let's go to our backdrops here. Let's go to our chalkboard here. And our characters are going to have to reappear at the chalkboard. Clicking on this character, we're working with this sprite right here. When this character receives end of scene 1, I want them to appear. I'm going to go down to my looks, and I want this character to show. But before I do that, I want to make sure it's a specific spot. So I'm going to drag this into here. Let's hit our green flag here. Some stuff's going on in the background that we should know about. There's our characters there. Now on this one, I'm going to drag it down here. Let's get rid of this. As you can see, it changed X positions. So I want to show this. Characters now over here in front of the chalkboard. And let's have them say something again. Let's have them say, "Oh no, I forgot to study for the test." That's scary right there. I'm going to say it for 2 seconds. Let's go ahead. Let's hit our flag here and see how our program's running so far. Uh-oh. What happened there? Well, we're not on the right background at all. So let's change our backdrops here. Let's go to our backdrops. Let's go to bedroom 1. Let's go to our code here. And let's do on the event when the green flag is clicked, we want to switch backdrop to bedroom 1. So we'll always start in bedroom 1 here. And that's where we want to go. Let's go ahead and hit the green flag, start again. Oh, that happened very quick there. What was wrong? Let's go ahead and look at our code here. We have our alarm clock here. It disappeared, but we want it to appear every time we start. Over here, we're going to go to show. So I'm going to grab my show here, and this is going to say when the green flag is clicked, we want this to show and everything to happen. We want the same thing to happen over here. We want it to go to its position and to show. When the green flag is clicked now, we should switch to backdrops and our character should be in the right place. Let's hit there. Whoop, there we are. Wow, it's early. We switch. Oh no, I forgot to study for the test. Really should put a wait there because that happens pretty quick. So let's go to our controls. Let's put a wait here for 2 seconds so our user can see what's happening there. At this point, we need another sprite. Let's go ahead and hit surprise. Let's see what happens. Ooh, a little kid pops up. I like that, Sam. Sam should be a good friend. And as we've learned from our Bears Dens, good friends are encouraging. Let's make this a little encouraging student to our other sprite there. Let's go back to our code here. When he says, "Oh no, I forgot the test," let's broadcast again. That's under events. So broadcast, and this one is going to be Sam entrance. And I hit OK. Now Sam, we're going to have Sam glide in here. So we're going to have Sam kind of start right here. And this is going to happen when they receive SAM entrance. We are going to have, we got to do some other things too, if you remember. When the green flag is clicked here, we do want SAM to hide. We don't want SAM to appear until they receive the message. And then they are going to go to this position, show, right there. And then let's have them glide just over here. So glide to this position. And then I want them to say, don't worry, friend, you'll do fine. How encouraging is that? Let's see if our program runs right so far. Let's hit the flag. Sets up good. Vroom. It's early. Off to school. Oh no, I forgot to study for the test. Don't worry, friend, you'll do fine. One thing here, I would like him to appear, or this to appear before. So if we go back to our wait there, let's do the show first. So let's go to our position, show, wait 2 seconds, and then go. So I think that's a little better. I think we're just going to have our little friend here wait for a second. And then let's broadcast another message here. And this message is going to be called Scene End 2. So we're going to go on to our third scene. And then, unfortunately, I'm sorry, my friend, I'm going to have to hide you. After I receive here our last one, Scene End 2, I also want my character to hide. Again, they should hide. And then we're going to go to our backdrop here. And we're going to go to yet another event when I receive Scene End 2. We are going to switch the backdrop to the party because I think our character got an A. When the party happens over here, let's switch our backdrop here to the party. And our code over here. Let's have our character go over here. So we're going to go down to our events. When I receive, let's put this down here. Scene End 2. I'm going to go to, so I'm going to do my motion, go to this position right here. I am going to wait a second. And then I want to appear again. So show. Let's see if this happens. Let's hit our flag. Vroom. Wow, it's early. We switch over. Oh no, I forgot to study for the test. Don't worry, friend, you'll be fine. That is so nice. We flip over. Our character didn't quite hide right there. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Sam there. We really should wait for a second, hide, and then broadcast there. Let's see if that did any better. Slides over. They disappear. Character turns up. That looks pretty good so far. All right. We have our last thing here. When our little character is at the scene here, we should, we're showing it, so we are right there. We want our character to be happy that they passed the test. Let's have them wait for another second. And let's have them say, let's have them think. I sure was lucky to get an A, I really need to try harder. Let's make that capitalize. Need to try harder next time. And we want another character to appear. Let's see what surprise we'll get this time, kids. A heart, a little love. I like that one. I like that one a lot. So the heart will give some good advice here. So right now we're on the part here of end scene 2. Let's do another broadcast. So broadcast, and we're going to have this heart talk right there. Hit OK. Back here, when the green flag is clicked, we want to make sure our character is hidden. When we receive heart talk, we want them to go to the position where they're at right now. So go to here. Then I want them to show. And let's have them say, well, let's have them wait for 1 second in between here. So let's just put a wait in here. And let's have them say, don't worry. You try hard all the time. And I love you. How nice is that? And when that happens, I'm going to, at that point, broadcast one more time. I'm going to broadcast what we should all broadcast every day, love. And when I go back to here, when I receive love, I want my little person to say, I want them to wait a second, because I don't want to talk over it. And then I want them to say, aw, that's nice. And thank you. Let's go ahead and see if this is what happens. Let's press the flag. Starting off, alarm clock's good. Our sprite talks, we switch. Oh no, I forgot to study for the test. Don't worry, friend, you'll do fine. Switch it, character appears. Ah, sure, lucky to get that A. And then don't worry. Goes a little quick there. Let's go ahead and add some little weights as we go along here. Let's just lengthen this up a little. So if you were thinking here, we really need a weight after this one here. So let's wait after I was sure lucky to get an A, and that gives us a little time there. And also on top of it, if we're looking back to our top part there, while it's early, let's have them wait a second before broadcasting that message. Let's try that, see if we can read it a little better. Part 1, little wait time, good. Part 2, looks pretty good. Part 3, at the party, heart appears. Oh, I like that right there. Oh, that is nice. I do like that. We can always do some extra stuff on top of it too. Like, let's say we wanted to make our heart beat. We have 2 different colors here. Ooh, I like that. So I could do something. How about when I receive heart talk again? So let's go back to our events. When I receive heart talk, we are going to have them, let's do a repeat. And let's just do a simple one of switch costumes or next costume. So it should go back and forth. So my heart should beat a little for about 10 times. Let's go ahead and go and see if that one works the way it should. So far, so good. We've done such a good job, kids, and I'm sure you're doing a great job following along with this. Here comes our heart. Let's see if it beats. Oh, it beat real quick there. That's just because it switched costumes once and didn't go back. So what we really need to do is do 2 next costumes there. So it should repeat back and forth. Let's see if that works better. Usually at this point, we talk about, hey, can you skip the scenes and play just those parts? You can, and we'll get to that a little later. For right now, we just want to make sure everything works great. So we just kind of let it play over and over. You never know what you're going to check up. Didn't work there, did it? Let's try our looks of switch costume to heart red and switch costume to purple. Now, I think the issue we're having here is it'll do it and it'll go real quick. So we really need in here is another wait command. Could have probably just done the costume one. Let's just take this as 0.25 seconds there. This code, honestly, if we were looking at it, could be done the same with our looks of switch costume or next costume, and same thing, a wait right here for 0.25 seconds. So both of these 2 commands will accomplish the same thing. I just want you to see them. Since there's no event handler on here, I can run it and it shouldn't make a difference. Let's go ahead and run the entire program and see what's going on. So far, so good, as always. Here we are, the moment of truth. Are we right? Here comes the heart. Yep, there it goes, a beating heart. How nice. We can slow that down with the time, 0.5 seconds, a second, whatever you want. And just to prove that these are the same thing, let's go over here. Let's slow it down a little. Let's go to 0.5 and see if that works a little better. Let's hit go. One last time you get to watch this with me, kids, and that is it. Person comes in, and again, the moment of truth, is this right? And, yep, and that 0.5 is a much nicer time there, so that's pretty good. Overall, this is all I'm looking for in this project. Really what I want you to get out of it is how to broadcast. It's a very powerful command that lets us set different characters' timing without counting out the time. So we don't have to say, all right, in 10 seconds come out. We can just say when this sprite or this thing is done, this thing will execute after that. Overall, great job, kids. And I'll see you on the next lesson. Good job.